What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what's been coming out associated to NIO itself, and what shorts did. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO did close in the green despite the kind of bloodbath in the market a little bit, but NIO closed 0.69% in the green, 437 the low, 452 the high. So definitely a lot of good activity. And as you can kind of see right here, you had a good string of buying. So 3 transactions on the secondary market above $100,000. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's definitely more than the norm. Dark pool as per usual though, very active stuff. So that's usually where a lot of shorts as well as big entities do kind of do some transactions. But I want to bring to your attention this right here that did happen 2 minutes after the market closed, 177.5 million. So 40 million and change shares were just done. So a transaction. The negative side about dark pool is we don't necessarily know if it was a buy or a sell, but essentially you can kind of look at the previous transaction and it gives you a good insight of what happened. And so since it went from 437 to 439, it does mean that it was a buy. So some large entity did back up the bus with NIO. So let me know your viewpoint on that. No official news from NIO itself. A couple of things did come out. One was this. So it looks like European Union and China kind of negotiating still. As far as right now, those tariffs are still on the table. I don't believe that the EU did respond to China's kind of negotiation that did happen back in like tail end of November, if I remember correctly. But nonetheless, it looks like there is some broad discussions that is happening. So of course that could really help NIO. We already do know what happened last time. The EU did drop the tariffs momentarily. It rocketed like a crazy man. So definitely something to consider. The only other thing that did come out was this. I didn't even hear about the original rumor, but it looks like it was already quashed about I guess a mass layoff happening. So good to see that it was already denied. So in case you didn't know about the rumor, now you know about it, and then it was already denied. So NIO is honestly one of the fastest companies to address rumors out there. Like they are insane. So I guess that's kind of a positive thing, the fact that they're paying so much attention to social media and stuff like that. But aside from that, though, shorts did return 2.09 million shares. 11.31% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 151.02 million shares overall are being shorted. So as you can kind of see, shorts have been slowly returning over the last little bit. So it's definitely a nice trend, as you can kind of see. This is a bigger picture. Hopefully you can see it with my face still, but yeah, all in all, I think that's kind of a good thing overall. So let me know your viewpoint on that in the comments below. I do also like to bring this up. So through IBKR does indicate 350,000 shares is available to be shorted. So if shorts really did want to double down, they can easily do that. So again, by them returning, it goes to show that I feel like there is more upside coming. And moving over to options. So 2.17 million in calls, 1.43 in puts, 49% of all the options being done today are optimistic in nature. So pretty good stuff for that. Based on the call options that were purchased, you still see a good consensus for it to be above that $5 range. And then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 450 this week and for next week. So a little bit more downside is anticipated, but overall, I think the frequency is still pointing for higher highs to come. But big transactions being done today, so that's kind of a nice positive sign. The fact that NIO is getting on big money's radar. Very interested to find out who this potentially is. So if it was a insider, then they'll have was it like as soon as possible? I think it's like 4 business days or something like that to submit a form. If not, then we just have to wait for the next 13F. So for this quarter, we'll probably have to wait up until most likely the end of probably April, in all honesty, because it takes some time. So we'll find out April who did this transaction, who increased their position or made a brand new one of 40.4 million shares. But aside from all of that, though, with it closing at 439, right below this pivot point, so $4.41 is that kind of next strong pivot. So just watch for that NIO to get above that, most likely tomorrow, hopefully. So I think just NIO did show a lot of good momentum today. It just needs good confirmation and a continued level of buying throughout the day, just not in kind of spurts and stuff like that. So $4.76 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. And like I said, just watch for that 441 to be that strong pivot. Aside from that, 407 is going to be that strong support. Moving on from here, no new analyst ratings, nothing like that from analysts or anything. But today it did close below that 50-day moving average. So the second kind of consecutive day. So that is sitting at $4.40. Really want to watch for it to get above that tomorrow. If not, then it's going to be another scenario like what happened in February, right over here, where it just kept pounding at the door and then it unfortunately failed, so it consolidated. So we're basically doing that right now once again. So as far as kind of some support and resistance points tomorrow, just really watch for that fib level 441, and then that 50-day moving average at 440. If so, then you can pretty much see a nice run up to roughly around that 200-day moving average, which is at $4.79. Aside from that, NIO is rather overbought right now, and you can see that based on the stochastic RSI. So all in all, I know I've been kind of giving the good, the bad, and the ugly, but I feel right now it's good to be cautiously optimistic. NIO's on a technical standpoint and operational is showing improvement, and honestly, all it needs to do is get over this stupid yellow line, and then it can essentially move on from here. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Who do you think did do this massive transaction? And do you think that means something, or is that like, what's your general thoughts on all that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. I post multiple times a day, day trades and also swing trades. And like I said, many of them have been absolutely on point. Even more recently, Carvana just submitted their earnings and they are pulling back right now. And honestly, despite the analysts very bullish on it, I honestly didn't see too much upside. The expectations were very high. So yeah, this is one of those ones that you could make some pretty good money on through options or just the actual stock itself. So definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.